told you, I don't know what Marvin Gaye's problem was, because back then the men's were very frilly. The Isley brothers had that frilly shiz on lock, okay? And somehow they made it very masculine, just like the Migos. Bugs. Hello there, Bellas. If you have not already done so, please remember to like, share to Facebook, subscribe, and visit uptopbeauty.com. Today's looky would be our Geneva shades. Oh, and our Layana wood bangle bundle. I have one bundle left, okay, and I think it's still on sale. So go on over there and check it out. And if you are not already a part of our book club, please hit the Patreon link below and or the join button here on the YouTube, and for a small monthly fee of $5, you babies. Yes, you can be privy to all the shenanigans before the YouTube gets it, if the YouTube gets it. Now, let's continue talking about David Ritz's Divided Soul, the life of Marvin Gaye. I don't know if today he gonna be Taco Meat Marvin or Marvy Pooh. Janice was the daughter of a close friend of Ed Townsend, the man with whom Gaye was collaborating on Let's Get It On. Through Townsend, Jan's mother, Barbara, brought her daughter to the Motown studio to meet Marvin. Y'all, listen, what part of that is not jarring to you? So you a mammy, you know your baby's 16, okay? You know she old tenderoni, and here you got this grown-ass man. I think Marvin Gaye is like 33 years old, and you hand deliver your young tender. She ain't a virgin, okay? Please go look at that Jan Gaye's playlist I got. She ain't a virgin, okay? And her mama has used her as a pawn before when it comes down to men, okay? Through Townsend, Jan's mother, Barbara, brought her daughter to the Motown studio to meet Marvin. Jan's father was Slim Gaillard, the legendary jazz entertainer of Flatfoot Floogie fame. With a white mother and a black father, Janice had the light red bone complexion of the dream girls of Marvin's youth. With long, lustrous black hair, a wide, sensuous mouth. So you know why he mentioned the mouth part, right? Because while she was still underaged, he took her out on some, date, something. I don't know if they looked at the stars together, whatever, right? But anyway, he took her back to her mother's house because she underage. She's still a child, right? He went and got comfortable on her mammy's easy chair, laid back, unzipping his pants, and looked at her like, okay, it's not going to suck itself. With long, lustrous black hair, a wide, sensuous mouth, dark, radiant eyes, a slender, slightly freckled nose, and a fine figure, she appeared as a stunning apparition of unspoiled beauty. Now, according to the engineer, Art Stewart, right? Art Stewart says that Marvin Gaye only gives 80% when he's singing and recording, right? But the day that Barbara had brung her young daughter, as meat to the lion, Art said that Marvin Gaye sang his heart out, because I guess he wanted to peacock for Miss Jan. My great concern, Gaye said, was her age. 16 is very, very young, but that didn't stop you. Okay. Especially when you consider the fact that at the time, I was a 33-year-old married to a 50-year-old woman. Wasn't that something? My wife was 17 years older than I was, and this girl was 17 years younger than I. I worried how everyone would react. My family, my friends, my fans. I worried about the law. I didn't know that you was worried about the law. Marvin Pooh. Although Jan's mother, who's a wonderful woman, encouraged the relationship. Meeting Janice at the moment he created Let's Get It On consummated another major marriage of life and art. Trouble Man and Diana duets were side trips for Marvin. He'd yet to come out with a follow-up album to What's Going On. Finally, then in 1973, he made his statement in the form of a complex autobiographical work, a serious inner monologue on matters philosophical and spiritual. Although the title of the suit, Let's Get It On, misled his fans and critics into thinking the subject was strictly sexual. Even in the final year of his life, Marvin was still trying to close the gap between spirit and flesh. After acknowledging his mother's presence at the Greek Theater in Los Angeles in the summer of 1983, he told the audience about a conversation in which he'd informed her that the follow-up release to Sexual Healing was entitled Sanctified Pussy. You know, everybody was like, you lunching Marvin Pooh. It ain't no way that you're going to be able to put an album out called Sanctified Pussy. You ain't Parliament. You ain't P-Funk. Mother was horrified by the idea, he said, and wouldn't hear of it. Having visited Marvin in the last week of his life, Clarence Paul told me he kept on talking about that sanctified pussy business. Friends took it as a joke. It wasn't. It was Marvin's attempt to merge the profane with the profound, integrate his two strongest sources of emotional enthusiasm, God and sex. Distant Lover, written with his sister-in-law Gwen and Sandra Green, was far more elegiac. I don't know, y'all tell me. The ballad would become a Marvin Gaye standard and permanent part of his show, even to the point of Marvin crying real tears and falling to his knees like one of his boyhood stage models, Johnny Ray. The theme, a Gaye favorite, was traditional for blues singers and balladeers pleading with a woman for forgiveness. The lyric was drenched in longing and frustration, a throwback to the Church of Holy Doo-Wop, invoking heaven's help, even asking his lover to pray for him. There was also the suggestion of requited love, a painful notion which excited artistry by tapping the wellspring of his deepest desire and fear, sexual romantic cruelty. You got me fucked up. When released in the summer of 1973, the commercial response to Let's Get It On was immediate. It was the biggest hit of Gaye's career, leaping to #1 on all charts and earning him the wealth he'd long sought. The stunning success of Let's Get It On vindicated the 2 years it took Marvin to produce the new work. At Motown, where major acts were sometimes expected to record an album every 6 months, Marvin's singular timetable was viewed with skepticism. I tried to tell those folks, Marvin said in his slightly fox slur, that I'm always right on time. Management was worried to death. I was a man very deeply in love, thrilled that this woman had said that she loved me with all her heart. I wanted to live with her and didn't care what the world thought. I felt above the world. Our happiness was all that counted. I knew people were pissed at me. Motown was pissed and Anna was pissed, and here were those movie scripts to read and songs to write and money to be made. But screw it all. That was my attitude. When I looked at Jan, I didn't want to go anywhere. I didn't want to leave our little house. Not long after we met, when she was 17, she became pregnant and we were both happy. But she lost the baby. She was too young to go through something like that. Up in Topanga, I think I was trying to shelter her from all the pain of the real world. I saw Topanga as our little house in the heaven, child, because, Marvin Pooh at the point now, he got the money, okay? I'm buying everything that I want. If I want 17 houses, I'm going to get them. If I want 13 cars, I'm going to get them. If I want a baby mammy that's underage, I'm going to get that too. Marvin's reluctance to work involved more than his usual. He feared that anything he made now would eventually be taken by Anna. Never having really managed his money in the past, he felt trapped. The more he made, the more she'd get to keep, especially since Barry, in Marvin's mind, could juggle the books any way he wanted, or Anna saw fit. He saw that leaving her had been a huge financial mistake, and yet going back was impossible. The idea of performing still left a sour taste in his mouth. Why go out there and do the very thing, live concerts, which he hated? Because you need to make money, Negro. You need to make money. I'm telling you, it's something about them airy, child. I can't wait till we read that Mariah Carey book. For all Gaye's ambivalence, it took Wally Cox, a close friend, to convince him to do a date in the Bay Area in November of 1973. Like Ed Townsend, Cox had a finely honed sense of humor. He was one of Marvin's party partners and could always make the singer laugh. Yet even with tickets printed and ads published, Marvin's nerve never failed him. He bailed out at the last minute. Toward the end of the year, though, he changed his mind again, agreeing to appear at the Oakland Coliseum on January 4th, 1974. Oh, you got me messed up. If I was a promoter, there ain't no way in the hell that I'm going to mess with Marvin Pooh. Okay? Like, who else? The Lauryn Hill? You couldn't pay me to call that bitch, hello, Lauren. Hello, bitch. Okay? I got a show down here. Like, matter of fact, we got the Summer Love Festival, something like that, out in Columbia, back home. What is it called? It's always at Meriwether Post Pavilion, child, and it is a great show, okay? It's like a neo-soul lineup and go-go mixed in with it. Like this year, I think we doing Junkyard and Erykah Badu gonna be there now. Okay, I'm talking about Lauryn Hill, but, you know, Erykah Badu, bitch, you be late all the time. But I would take a late bitch before I take a no-show bitch. And like I was saying, I would never, if I was a promoter, call the Lauryn Hill. Lauryn Hill, what you doing? Can I pay you to do this show? Okay, your price is that. Okay, here go half the money up front. You'll get the other half later, you know, because that's business, right? I would never call that Lauryn Hill because the bitch not dependable. I don't care how big of a deal she is, okay? And Marvin Gaye is a big deal, but I'm not willing to take a chance with the Marvin Gaye or the Aretha Franklin. Still, he performed. Motown recorded the concert and released it later in 1974 as Marvin Gaye Live. His outfit, photographed on the album jacket, was a symbol of his current divided self. He wore work clothes, a denim shirt, and rolled up blue jeans, representative of his semi-rugged rural existence in Topanga. The shirt collar and cuffs, though, were bejeweled with sparkling beads. His plain red knit cap, adorned with glittering silver thread, and on his feet a pair of silver glow rock and roll platform shoes. High-topped, red-laced super bag. Though later in life he'd dispensed with almost all jewelry, he now wore an earring in his left lobe. I love earrings, he said. I also adore lace collars and silky kimonos. Were it not for father, I might even permit myself to wear such outrages in public. Like the Migos? Because the Migos wear that shit all the time. I told you, I don't know what Marvin Gaye's problem was, because back then the men's were very frilly, okay? The Isley brothers had that frilly shiz on locked, okay? And somehow they made it very masculine, just like the Migos. Gaye put out the word that this was his first concert in 5 years. That wasn't true. He'd performed in Jamaica only a year earlier and in Washington, D.C. 7 months before that. Gene Page, who wrote the arrangement and along with Leslie Drayton conducted the orchestra that night, told me that Marvin asked him to string all the songs together without interruption so there'd be no pauses. Marvin was so afraid that no one would applaud, said Page, that he wanted to cover the silence with music. Now, this is what happened, right? The show began. Marvin in the wings. He waiting. Frankie over there with him. As you know, Frankie and Marvin look very similar, okay? Not exactly, but very similar, okay? Marvy Pooh, with his diabolical ass, said, Frankie, you go out there. You go ahead on out there. Let's play a trick on the audience. Go, 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 go. Child, let me take a drink on this. When Frankie went out there and the audience didn't know that it wasn't Marvin, they gave Frankie the applause and the roar that Marvin was instantaneously jealous of. But Marvy Pooh, talk on me, Marvin. You sent your brother out there, bitch. Frankie was Marvin. That was Marvin's intention. And they hollered and applauded like mad. Then when Marvin appeared a minute later, it was as though his prophecy had come true. People were confused. Who were these two Marvins? So the reception for the real Marvin was very quiet. And that's what you get, bitch. Keep playing games. The incident is a microism of the apprehension Gaye had about his brother. By allowing Frankie to go on stage, Marvin was afraid his sibling just might steal his thunder. But bitch, you sent him on stage in order to try to keep Frankie out of the business, okay? And some people say that Frankie sounded very good. You know, some others say that, okay, Frankie was okay, but who knows? You know, if you're comparing Frankie to Marvin, there will only be one Marvin. So you can't really compare brothers, and I think it's kind of wrong to do that, right? Because that only fuels the competition, right? But for Marvin, with his diabolical ass, what he did to try to get his brother away from the business because he was so insecure about the fact that his brother may come in and take his shine, he brought his brother a gas station. Go over there and pump the gas, brother. When Gaye finally started singing in Oakland, the ovation was tremendous. In 1974, afraid of the consequences to his career and finances, he still wouldn't sue for divorce. By openly living with Jan and now starting a family, he was testing the boundaries of his marital distress. He was also dealing another blow to Anna by having a child with another woman. I decided to tour to do the whole blasted thing, to come out smoking coast to coast with the biggest, baddest show ever. Everyone was talking about new funk groups like the Commodores, Earth, Wind, and Fire, and Kool and the Gang. Well, cool was cool, but I could be just as funky as the funkiest dude in the neighborhood, man. I was ready to kick ass. I doubt that. Have you heard Jungle Boogie? Okay, let's go down the line. Let's say the funkiest song, each one. Commodores, the funkiest song that they have. Put it in the comments. Earth, Wind, and Fire, the funkiest song that they have. Kool and the Gang, the funkiest song that they have. Put it all in there. I want 1, 2, and 3. Because you can't tell me that the Marvin Gaye, no. Now that is delusional. After my mom and dad broke up, my father married a woman, beautiful, my stepmother. You know, my father got married twice after that. I don't know where the hell the other lady is. But the second lady, Miss Tony, my one true stepmother, even after they got divorced, I will always love her. She is the most beautiful woman I have ever seen. And I know this is the most cliche thing for me to say. Please forgive me. I am not trying to be, colorist. But when I tell you she is the most beautiful, dark-skinned woman you could lay eyes on. You hear me? Oh, my gosh. Yeah, she was beautiful. So anyway, Marvin Gaye took a shine to my stepmother. One day, Marvy Pooh, while young, saw my stepmother. Marvy Pooh was trying to sing to my stepmother, okay? My stepmother's boyfriend at the time, who is my stepbrother's father, was like, man, get away from here with all that singing, chump. Gaye would go off and tour the country, this time at the height of his popularity, reacquainting himself with his fans who were increasingly fascinated by the energy and complexity of his music. With a troupe of dancers bopping around him, a stunning 4-woman backup group called Ladies' Choice, and a 20-piece orchestra, Marvin finally hit the road in 1974. He also required the company and comfort of a large entourage, which included his mammy. If mother hadn't traveled with me, Gaye said, I'd never have the nerve to do live performances again. That is the annoying thing about Marvin Pooh. He is such a maniac, y'all. According to Variety's reviews of Gaye's New York Radio City date, he returned to live performing after an 8-year hiatus. In fact, it had been only 8 months since he'd played Oakland. For the most part, he stayed with his beaded jeans routine, occasionally substituting an all-white suit, or in place of his knit beanie, a richly embroidered skull cap. Never, though, would he perform bareheaded, because he mentioned in the book that he was going bald back here. He had a bald spot. I get it, nigga. I get it. I mean, because these edges, y'all, I'm telling you, man, I'm about to give up on these edges. You hear me? He said it was the biggest tour since the Beatles, Marvin remarked with his usual brand of exaggeration. Everyone was loving it except me. Jan was about to have a baby and I was about to have a fit. Touring always tears at my gut. I do enough drugs in my normal life, but on the road, the quantities triple. I'm always looking for extra energy and another little kick in the booty. So there am I, smoking and snorting up a storm, suffering with a nervous stomach from all these airplanes I gotta take, staying up all night and trying to sleep, trying to relax, the phone ringing and the promoters screaming. You know why they're screaming? Because your motherfucking ass don't know how to show up. Is he going to do it? I was right. I knew that before I even read this sentence. Is he going to think out or sing? Then I get out there and try to act like every woman's lost lover, so she'll go out and buy 3 more copies of my latest record. Be serious. Is this me? How in the name of a just God did I ever turn myself into a sex god? And why? You know what's funny about Marvin? Visually, he's not that attractive to me. You know, not that he's ugly, because he's not ugly, but I seen a picture of him. Hold on, y'all. Let me show you a picture of him on stage with no clothes on. I'm like, wait a minute, I don't want to see that. Girl, get ready. Here it come. Why is he like this? Why is he like this, y'all? Why did he take his clothes off? I mean, he's not bad, but still, you like that on stage? No, I don't know. I don't know if I accept that.
Look, hey, we the R.E. Bang, and now I got your attention. It's time to go through another deep ditching. Go and rap the all-time pro. Now here we go. Come on. Yeah. Southside, hop, hey. Now here we go again. Another damn turn. Hey, wait, there's only one go. That's only one more. It's over. Look, you ain't going to do. So what you gotta go for? Hey, man, hey, look, it's only one go. Don't do one more. And you ain't going to do. So what you gotta go for? Got a party on the balcony. Where we gotta go? On the balcony. It's on there.
Now, if you have not already done so, please remember to like, share to Facebook, subscribe, and visit uptopbeauty.com. Now remember this, the same people that you meet on the way up will always be the same people that you meet on the way down. My naysayers, my patron loves you, babies. Y'all better have a good one.